And it's not because it's overly offensive, it's just pointless. Like, you might as well have gave me a chocolate fucking teapot. Hi, I hope you're all well. If you're new around here, hello, it's lovely to meet you, and if you are returning, thank you very fucking much for coming back. My name's Alanna, I'm a 37-year-old lady living in Scotland, and that is where my accent is from. On this channel, we predominantly talk all things beauty, skincare, hair care, lifestyle, travel-y, bloggery, vloggery bullshit, but with a liberal sprinkling of sarcasm and some might say cynicism thrown in on top. Now, I do like the odd sweary word on this channel, so if you're not into that kind of thing, I completely understand. Please feel free to vacate. But if it does sound like your cup of tea, there's a wee subscription button in the corner there, give it a wee thumbs up and all that other YouTuber crap. Now today's video is going to be a chatty one, right? We're not putting any makeup on my face, so if you came for that, it's not going to happen. As I said, we like to discuss all the things in between, and I do have some strong opinions at times, especially when it comes to the likes of makeup marketing, things like that, or whether you should put hashtag ad. I have put up quite an opinionated video in the past regarding that as well. I've put up many of them, I'm not going to lie. But if you've predominantly been here for the empties, the hauls, the vlogs, the review videos, this is not going to be that. This is going to be what I would call Merit, what the fuck are you thinking? Now grab yourself a tea, a coffee, a cuppa, whatever the fuck you like, because this is probably going to be a lengthy one. What I'm going to do is just open the post, open the launch, and let's just discuss it. I have spoke about Merit before. I specifically have put on Merit Beauty today to talk about it, but we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of whether I like them or not. I have put up videos like that before, and if you've been watching me for any length of time, you may well know that quite a few of them went into my yearly roundup because I quite liked them. However, this new launch, they released something that just said do less on it, and it was like gold. Their aesthetic is that whole like effortless minimalism, gold looks, fucking clean girl shit, right? I'm not gonna lie, I am a sucker for their marketing. I've said that before, but I am very true to the fact that some of their products are good, some of them I really enjoy, and I completely understand why other people might think this is just not for me. We don't all come from the same tree, we are not all the same fruit, and I get it. We don't all like the same things. But then they released this the day after, and this is what it was. It's a lighter. A lighter. As in something with a flame that normally I would say instantly makes me think of smoking, right? Now, I ain't going to be coming to you being all like, you know what, fucking smoking's bad for you. I'm a nurse. Of course smoking is bad for you. But let's just give a little background here, a little bit of my own experience. I have smoked in my life, absolutely. My dad was a smoker his whole life. My mum smoked part of my life. She kind of gave up, sometimes went back to it, but has not smoked in many, many years. I personally smoked weed quite a bit when I was younger. I probably smoked it almost daily till I was about 20, 21, right? And the reason for that was I was in a relationship where it was always available to me. I wasn't forced into it. I don't have a kind of addictive personality. It's not when I didn't have it, I was looking for it, seeking it, anything like that. But it's something that I've done. I'm not going to lie to you. I just want to put that in for some context there as we go along with this discussion. Because of course smoking is bad for you. I'm not condoning that smoking is good for you. I'm not saying that it's glamorous. And I'm also not saying that I am totally alien to the fact that I've smoked before and I've also smoked weed. It'll become apparent in a minute. So let's just read the caption, shall we? Merit in 2022, our creative department gifted Team Merit lighter cases. We went 000 for the holidays. Before we went out of office. Can tell I'm not somebody that's really worked in an office very often. I now kind of work in an office setting, but for many, many years I have not worked in that kind of a setting ever. Okay, so Merit lighter cases before we went out of office for the holidays to remind us all that being productive also requires rest and to add to the ritual of lighting our favourite candles. Now, I think that's new, that bit. No? Don't quote me. Somebody tell me down below. I don't think originally they came out saying this was for candles, right? But I have two thoughts on that. We'll get to it. Since then, we've heard how many of you loved seeing them in our feed. So in honour of our 3rd anniversary, we made some for you too. While supplies last, get the limited edition lighter case free with every £75 order at Merit Beauty. So this is a free gift with purchase, but you have to spend $75, pounds, whatever it is, to get it. It says that the case is compatible with any standard lighter. I don't think they sell it with a lighter in it. They're just selling the case, or not selling the case, you get it free gift with purchase. And as I said, don't quote me, but I don't think originally they came out and said, this is to light your candles. The thing I find quite strange about that is the fact that Merit, you don't produce any candles. You don't make candles. You make blush and lipstick. Is it just me? Is it just me? I feel like if Joe Malone, and I don't think they would do it, I don't understand who signed off on this, why they signed off on it, I don't get it. But even Joe Malone or like Diptyque or whoever else that makes a fucking candle, right? That's what they're kind of known for, fragrance and home fragrance and candles. Are they? I don't know. Matches maybe. Matches. I've seen that. But lighters? No. I haven't seen this before. Anyway, let's go into the comments because this was a bit I was quite excited about. People saying things like, cute, damn, blah, 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 I want that lighter. Now, I think there was people who are like, I want that lighter. I think, fair enough. It wouldn't be my first thought, like, I need a lighter. Even if I do need a lighter, I'll just go and buy one at the supermarket. Do I need a gold lighter? No. People saying things like, this is so weird, I have about 147 candles and I've never in my life purchased one of these lighters. I feel bad for whoever's idea this was because I think it's going to be a bad week at the office. Yeah, I'm kind of on board with that comment. Lots of people also saying though that I am so glad I'm not the only one that thought this was weird. Merit, this is bizarre, right? I am also in that camp. But the general consensus of people saying, it's to smoke joints, it's to smoke your weed, blah, 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 right? I still don't really get it. I don't get your point, again, for a few reasons. One, I know that the brand is founded in LA and California. I know there are certain areas that you can have legalized marijuana and things like that. And for some people, it's very commonplace to have a joint. Fine. I was in Amsterdam last week. You know, fucking central place in the world to fucking be like, cannabis is a completely normal thing, okay? I am not a fucking prude, not by any means. And I'm like, okay, I get that, but let's face it. Let's fucking be honest with ourselves here. The majority of people throughout the world are not going to just be sparking a joint every day. I just don't think they are. I don't think that's what's happening. And if the general consensus in these comments is, you know, oh, we're cool girls, we're smoking our joints every day, like, no, shut up. Shut the fuck up. There is no fucking, what are we? Teenagers? Like, it's cool to smoke weed. Like, no, shut up. I also understand that there are people who smoke medical marijuana for health reasons and it really, really helps them as well. So, no shame to you either. And if you do smoke a joint every day and that's the reason you're doing it and it really helps you, fair play to you. I understand that as well. There are many nuances in this release that I can get on board with. However, the general feeling that I have is, Merit, what the fuck are you talking about? And the fact that a lot of their followers have went on to say things like, oh, obviously it's to smoke your joint. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. There is another reason why that really annoys me, and it is because, hold on, I'm just gonna fucking prove a point to you. Hold on. I've grabbed my handbag, right? This is the one I took to Amsterdam with us. And we did go to a coffee shop while we were in Amsterdam. I was quite clear on that. It's in the vlog. You'll see it. Now, I bought this lighter while I was in Amsterdam, right? This is a clipper lighter. The case that Merit have released is for Bic lighters, right? Now, I may be wrong. Maybe I have not smoked weed in long enough to know this. But a Bic lighter is not the kind of lighter you are needing to smoke joints. It's one of these, because this bit comes out, this is the bit I'm not condoning people how to roll a joint, just, you know, this could easily be demonetized. But there's a reason why people who smoke weed buy these lighters, because we use this to pudgy in at the end of the joint, you got to put your roach in, stuff like that. It is used this way because this is a joint smoker's lighter, as far as I'm concerned. I am no longer a joint smoker. I will use this to light candles. You know, I am not claiming like, I'm like, how about this because I'm a... No, I'm not. I am a fucking mother of a 2-year-old who's 37 years old who used to smoke a little bit of weed when she was younger. But I also know that if you're rolling a joint, you need one of these lighters, not one of these ones. So that is also why I was like, there's supposed to be some sort of hidden connotation here because they're cool from California and they all smoke joints. This doesn't fucking make sense because this is a lighter that you don't use to roll joints. There's a lot of people getting really angry as well with people saying this first idea of seeing a lighter makes me think of cigarettes. One of the comments here is, I use a Bic to light my candles. I cannot smoke, so it's honestly offensive that if anybody came into my house and saw this lighter, they would think it would be the only thing I use it for. Grow up. Okay. I have no clue what half of you women are ranting in these comments about. The 20-year-old girls that purchase from them are not giving a fuss near like the 30 to 40-year-olds are. Give it to your husband, resell it on Poshmark. It was a wonderful idea from the Merit team. And if you are all shaking like it's a crime against humanity to use a Bic lighter for candles, lol. Not to mention, my clothes fray often and I burn things away with a Bic. Get a grip. You get a grip, hen. You get a grip. First of all, anybody who sees a lighter sitting on a table in somebody's house, nobody's going to sit and go at that to them. Are you a smoker? Like, no. But if you go into somebody's house and there's a lighter, there's a fair chance they might be a smoker. Because why would they have the lighter? My lighter that I would light candles with is with my candles. And I have matches as well that sit high up out the way because I've got a 2-year-old so that he can't reach them. And they're next to the candles that are also high up out the way. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't have children, I've only got a 2-year-old and 2 years ago I didn't have a child. I still didn't have the matches just like kicking about. They were usually near where the candles are, the wax melts, wherever it is that I'm going to do something. They're kept in a place so that when I go to light candles or get a new candle or get a new wax melt, whatever it is I need, I take the lighter with me or the match with me and light it. So if you did just have a lighter kicking about your house, just lying about, yeah, you're a fair point. You might have just lit a candle and left it there. But there's also a fair point that you are a smoker. It doesn't need to be offensive. It's just that is marketing. That is a connotation. Like we've been told for years and years. I mean, fuck me, look at Mad Men. They were all about the cigarettes saying it was actually fucking good for you. We used to tell pregnant women to drink Guinness because it was good for them. We clearly know now that is not the case. So there is a connotation. There is a fucking link there between a lighter and smoking cigarettes. It's just there. That is just the fucking way of it. So you grow up. You grow up, open your eyes and actually see what probably the majority of the fucking population of the world will see when they see a brand selling a lighter cover. To then comment on the fact that it's people within my age group that have the issue. Well, I've got a few things. I don't think it's only people in my age group because I've spoke to people who have been in their 20s thinking this is a fucking weird launch. I also am of the situation where do I think youngsters think it's cool to smoke? I think there's a lot less of it than when I was younger, a teenager and in my 20s. Now we're all about vapes and kids don't pick up a packet of cigarettes anymore. They're going into shops and getting colourful fruit flavoured vapes, right? So I don't think there's an obvious like, oh, smoking is cool, but it's still there. And do I think that kind of, as I've said already, grunge aesthetic, kind of 90s supermodel, we will call it heroin chic because that's exactly what it was termed as back in the 90s, is coming back. And does that involve smoking? Yes, I do think so. And do I think people who are maybe in their 20s have been influenced by that slightly? That's the way it's coming across to me from Merit. Even though they've said it's for candles, it's coming across to me like, we're the cool girl. That is exactly how it's coming across to me. And I don't think I'll be the only one in thinking that. And maybe you'll want to tell me to grow up because that's where my mind first goes. But I like to think it's because of the fucking age and wisdom that I have that actually that's the way that my mind thinks. Somebody else said it seems like there could have been a more inclusive gift. Smokers are in the minority and the majority of people wouldn't want to light a candle, in quotations, with this type of lighter. Shouldn't free gifts be enticing to the majority or complement your products? Weird. Someone give this woman a fucking round of applause, please. Because that is exactly what I'm saying. Like, the majority are not going to... People who are fans of Merit I am a fan of Merit. I really like the brand. The majority of people are not fucking wanting a lighter from their beauty brand. What? Like, I just don't understand. What if all of a sudden then Charlotte Tilbury brings out a lighter? Now, two completely different brands, totally different aesthetics, totally different vibe, totally different market. But every other beauty, you know, Glossier bring out a lighter. Glossier make candles. Would it still be fucking weird? Yes, absolutely it would be. There's another one here that says, lol, these comments really explain who the Merit customer is. I am perplexed because the products are so good. And again, that was kind of the feeling I was getting when I was scrolling through this. I was like, oh, I see you. I see you, cool girl in your 20s, thinking, I'm always going to be this edgy. Like, shut up. Just shut up. I mentioned this in my video when I first spoke about Merit. There is a certain character, a certain person that Merit are wanting to sell to, and people are eating it up. I am an absolute sucker for it, but I am not that woman. I am not that effortlessly chic, always looking polished, but effortlessly polished, you know, like, it's not thick foundation. It's like you've just thrown something on, but you're wearing the coolest things. You've got a handbag, but you've not got it emblazoned with the label. You know it's an expensive handbag. We don't need to be fucking telling people that. It's the girls who are like, oh, just this old thing. You know, like, it is that woman. And that woman of like, I don't really want to wear much makeup. Like, I don't like to take much effort with my eyes. And it is so frustrating because the products are nice. I've really enjoyed so many of the products that I've tried on them. But that's the person they're trying to market to. That's the person that's the vibe. I know I'm so fucking old saying that, but that's the vibe that they're fucking giving off, that's who they want to sell to. And clearly that is who they're selling to. And people are just fucking feeding into that by being like, yeah, I've just, you know, got my fucking smokes in my bag. Like, look at my gold lighter. Do this. Shut up. Now, somebody else put this comment, and again, I think they've articulated it way better than I could, but they've said, I find this whole thing very interesting. I am old, and in the countries where I come from and where I live now, only people who smoke carry big lighters. We use lighters for other things, of course. Candles, especially the big ones in glass containers where the wick gets deeper and deeper. Stoves, gas lamps, fireplaces, barbecues. But we use a different kind of lighter for them. The long, thin ones so your fingers are safely away from them, whatever you're lighting. So yes, for me, a big lighter per socialisation immediately evokes smoking, cigarettes, orgy. Secondly, is a so-called clean beauty company associating itself with smoking bad? These are surely respectful, arguable points. I am also very interested in the responses of the many young women from the beauty world I follow, and I love all of them, without exception. They are telling the criticisers to just relax and defend the case. No judgment in any direction here from me, but I am interested in understanding this. A part of the commenters are criticising the brand and another part is defending the brand, or some are even criticising the first group. As I've said, I find the phenomenon just interesting to observe. No one, including me, is doing less. Exactly, right? So, like, there's two people. I didn't comment on this post, right? I just didn't, because I was like, I can't be arsed getting myself into an argument with people online, because it's a cyclical piece of shite. There's no point in doing it, right? There is no point in arguing with somebody that has a point that they are going to stand by to the death. If somebody is not going to be able to open their mind a little bit and understand. Now, I hope, like, obviously so far I've been a little bit like, shut up. But I understand why someone who did smoke a joint, and maybe they do like Merit as well, they're like, oh fuck yes, excellent, like, I'll buy that with my gift we purchase. Great, I would love that because I am a smoker. Fantastic, like, help yourself. But the problem is that it isn't inclusive, because not everybody will be a smoker, and even if it is to light candles, it doesn't make fucking sense, because I'm just like, I keep my lighter for my candles out of the way. It's not in my handbag, it's not something I'm pulling out and it's looking like a thing of beauty. Maybe some people have like their candles and their lighter next to some sideboard or something and it looks beautiful. But I still think that if somebody came into my house and they seen that, they'd be like, well, that's a fancy lighter. They might think, like, at that point, I would probably say, oh, I'm not a smoker, it's just a nice lighter I thought for candles. And they'd be like, oh, that's a lovely, oh, you fancy, you fit, like, that's the way they're going to react. Like, it's just fucking weirdest thing. A lot of people were saying as well how it doesn't align with the company's views being clean beauty and all this kind of stuff as well, because they're having to buy disposable Bic lighters to put into the case. Again, another completely fucking valid point. Somebody actually said, I was literally about to put in my order and changed my mind after seeing this. Seems like a slap in the face for a gift with purchase for loyal customers. Okay, like I bought a load of Merit stuff last March and I have a lot of stuff on today, but I've ran out of the mascara and I have ran out of the brow product. Now, I was thinking I might pick up like a wee set where I could also get another lipstick, because I've got lipsticks on today. I really, really enjoy them. I think they're lovely. Would I go to the lengths of buying, like, let me put it this way, right? I think if I was to buy 3 products from Merit at the moment and that came as a free gift with purchase, keep it. Fucking keep it. I don't want it. Like, and it's not because it's overly offensive. It's just pointless. Like, you might as well have gave me a chocolate fucking teapot, because what am I going to do? What is this? A free brush might have made sense. They obviously have gave away the little handbags before, like the makeup bags and stuff like that. They're quite cute, they're nice. They're not the most functional in the world, again, I'm not going to lie about that. They're a little bit more statement, like if you want to take a little clutch out on an evening. But I think even then, you would have to be taking it something like going to a meal where it's going to be on your table. You can't just leave a clutch that opens itself type thing because it's just a tie handle lying about in a club somewhere, do you know what I mean? So it would have to be, like, it is very They know the people that they want to market for this kind of thing. And I do feel like if I went and made that order now and that came as part of it, I'd be like, I don't want this. I probably would give it to a friend that smokes. I was thinking of my best pal there, but you know what? In recent months, years, she actually became a vapor, then very rarely started to smoke anymore. So she's on the road to, like, not smoking. So actually, I wouldn't even fucking give it to her. Another really good one as well that caught my eye was, what the actual fuck? If you wanted people to think you meant this lighter was a way for people to light candles, why the F would you not show it actually, you know, lighting candles? Not that people often light candles with lighters anyway. What a lame excuse for a horrible decision. It had to have occurred to you that the primary association with lighters is cigarettes. Seriously, did multiple people sign off on this catastrophe of an idea? And if so, clearly y'all were using that lighter to get high at the time. Oh, give me a mirrored lipstick case and a compact if you want something small and elegant. Big fail. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because the comment section on this product is just, it's fucking brilliant. So many people were saying, like, is this an early April Fool's joke? Like, what is this? Funnily enough, when I started getting down to the bottom of the comments, it did seem like quite a lot of people were like, this is so cool, like tagging friends and stuff like that and being like, oh, we need this for our joints, we need this for smoking. And I have to say again, it was mainly younger females. So I feel like, is it that kind of cool thing? Like, I don't know. I am an older person and I'm not old by any means. 37 is not fucking old, because I know I've got people who watch my channel who are in their 50s and 60s, so they would fucking slap me in the face for saying that. But I do think, like, is it that just general kind of, oh, this is a cool thing to do? Because it was a lot of kind of younger people that I seen it. And funnily enough, some of them were creators that I've seen work with Merit. I'm not going to name names, but it was done. So basically somebody would be like, this is like crazy, like a Bic lighter is not commonly used for lighting candles, blah blah blah. And then someone who is a creator and I've seen use Merit was like, I light my candles with a basic Bic lighter daily. Okay. Still doesn't mean it's not associated with smoking. And then they then went on to say, people do different things. What a concept. People associate lighters with smoking. What a concept. Honestly, like, the people that are jumping on this to defend the brand, get a grip of yourself. Sorry, I'm just going to move over a wee bit because I've kind of finished looking at my comments now. I've had enough of a laugh. Honestly, I have said this before. People who are jumping to defend a brand to the fucking hilt for something that is quite clearly been a bad marketing choice. It just has. Fucking get... They don't care about you. They don't care about you. And I'm like, I'm just... Also, if it's someone like, so as I say, that comment there was made from someone that I've seen using the brand before, but if it was someone like, let's just say me, right? Let's just say I like Merit, I'm a fan of the brand, I think they're really good. I came on here being like, get a be yourself. Like, I like candles all the time with my big lighter. Like, oh, you are so, like, out of touch. Get with the concept. Like, everybody can use for lighters for different things. Then do you really think that Merit are going to see my video and be like, oh, thank you so much, Alanna. Thank you so much for explaining what we meant. No, of course they're not. They don't give a shit about me. They don't give a shit about the people who are going to want this fucking lighter or not. If anything, what Merit should be doing from this is please look at your comment section and realise how much of a fucking swing and a miss this was. Because it has been. Unless my fucking eyes are deceiving me, there are so many people, and people that I've spoken to in the DMs as well, who have said, listen, this is just weird. It is weird. Like, I'm not alone in thinking that. Do people think it's weird that I think it's weird? Yes, of course, because we are all different and we do have all different ideas of what's right and what's wrong and what springs to mind. Maybe the people who are in their 20s or the younger generation who think this is pretty cool really truly don't associate lighters with cigarettes because they've grew up in an atmosphere where cigarettes have not been around as much. The cigarette ban in Scotland came in when I was 19 years old, so I'd only been out in nightclubs from, well, I was sneaking in underage at times as well, but let's just say I've only been in nightclubs since I was 18, so it was a year of my life where going into pubs and clubs and stuff like that, people still openly smoked. I remember on planes and being on holidays with my mum and dad, my dad was allowed to smoke on the plane. You'd have smoking areas in a hospital in my lifetime. So for me, lighters very much are associated with cigarettes. So maybe that is why the older demographic or the generation before you are thinking that instantly makes me think of cigarettes. One of the comments I actually seen was, this actually really upsets me because my mum died of cancer because of lung cancer, and seeing her light up in a cigarette, seeing anybody light up makes me think that killed my mum, and now you've put out a lighter case. Very strange. So it is different for everybody, and everybody's associations will be completely different. Also, I think if you've got somebody in your life who was a smoker and you always remember that about them, and maybe that was their demise, that's not the reason they've passed away, but like a grandpa with a pipe, maybe a pipe is something in your mind you remember your grandpa having, and then somebody releases a pipe and you like, I don't know how to say this, like, yes, it might give you fond memories of your grandpa, maybe how he smelt, how he used to sit and at his pipe, and it gives you a nice nostalgic thought of that loved one. However, if they released a pipe, would I be wanting a fucking pipe? No, I wouldn't. Like, there's just no way in hell that I would. It's still a fucking weird release. I'm sorry, I've swore so much in this video, but it's just, I couldn't help but film this today because I thought this is mental. It's a weird release. It is. I'm sorry. Please give me your thoughts and feelings down below because I know we will have different thoughts on this. However, I think my audience might be on the same page here. This is weird, right? It's not just me. Please tell me it's not just me. I know it's not. I've seen the comments. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave that one today. I'm going to go finish off my coffee and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye.